If you think milk is the best source of calcium, the dairy industry has successfully lied to you for decades. Here's the truth nobody talks about. 8% of adults are calcium deficient, and it's silently stealing bone density every single day. By the time you notice symptoms like fractures or tooth loss, you've already lost 30% of your bone mass, and the foods marketed as calcium powerhouses aren't even in the top 5. Today, we're exposing the top 10 calcium-rich foods that actually build stronger bones. You'll discover why dairy might not be your best option, which surprising foods contain more calcium than a glass of milk, and the critical nutrient that determines whether your body can even absorb calcium in the first place. We're covering the truth about calcium absorption that changes everything, the 10 highest calcium foods ranked by bioavailability, and the 3 factors that make or break bone health. Plus, at the 7-minute mark, there's a revelation about one common food that delivers more absorbable calcium than any dairy product, but the industry keeps quiet about it. Here's what the dairy industry doesn't want you to know. Calcium absorption matters more than calcium content. You can consume 1,000 milligrams of calcium, but if your body only absorbs 20%, you're getting 200 milligrams. This is why some non-dairy foods are actually superior calcium sources. Your body needs 1,000 to 1,200 milligrams of calcium daily, depending on age and gender. But here's the catch. Calcium works in partnership with vitamin D, vitamin K2, and magnesium. Without these cofactors, calcium can't get into your bones. Even worse, without vitamin K2, calcium can deposit in your arteries instead of your bones, increasing heart disease risk. This is the calcium paradox. Countries with the highest dairy consumption often have the highest osteoporosis rates. Why? Because calcium alone isn't enough, and some dairy products may actually acidify the body, causing calcium loss from bones to buffer that acidity. Think about it. Humans are the only species that drinks milk after weaning, and the only species that drinks another animal's milk. For most of human evolution, we got calcium from plants, seeds, and fish bones. Our bodies are designed to extract calcium from diverse sources, not rely on one industry's product. Calcium does more than build bones. It controls muscle contractions, including your heartbeat, enables nerve signal transmission, regulates blood clotting, and activates enzymes throughout your body. Without adequate calcium, your body steals it from your bones to maintain these critical functions. Your bones are literally a calcium bank account, and most people are overdrawn. Bone loss accelerates after age 30, with women losing bone density even faster after menopause due to declining estrogen. But here's the empowering truth. Bone health is controllable through strategic nutrition. You can rebuild bone density at any age with the right approach. Now let's talk about the milk myth, because this changes everything. 1 cup of whole milk contains 276 milligrams of calcium. That's decent. But the absorption rate is only 32%. So you're actually getting about 88 milligrams of absorbable calcium per cup. Milk also contains proteins that some research suggests may create slight acidity in the body, potentially triggering calcium loss from bones to neutralize that acidity. The science is debated, but what's clear is that milk isn't the calcium miracle food we've been told it is. Additionally, many adults are lactose intolerant or dairy sensitive, making milk consumption uncomfortable or impossible. About 65% of the global population has reduced ability to digest lactose after infancy. For these people, dairy causes inflammation, digestive distress, and may actually impair nutrient absorption overall. The dairy industry has spent billions convincing us that milk equals strong bones. But populations that consume little to no dairy, like traditional Asian and African communities, historically had strong bones when eating traditional diets rich in plant-based calcium sources. Let's break down the top 10 calcium-rich foods ranked by absorbable calcium content, not just total calcium. This is the game changer. Number 10. Fortified plant milks. 1 cup of fortified almond, soy, or oat milk contains 300 to 450 milligrams of calcium, often more than dairy milk. The calcium is added in highly absorbable forms like calcium carbonate or tricalcium phosphate. Absorption rates are similar to or better than dairy milk. Choose unsweetened versions with at least 300 milligrams calcium per serving. These are excellent for people who are dairy-free. Number 9. White beans. 1 cup of cooked white beans contains 161 milligrams of calcium with excellent absorption rates of 40 to 50%. Beans also provide magnesium, which works synergistically with calcium. They're high in protein and fiber, making them nutritionally dense. Add beans to soups, salads, or eat as a side dish for bone-building nutrition. Number 8. Figs. 5 dried figs contain 135 milligrams of calcium. Figs have good calcium bioavailability and also provide potassium and fiber. They're a sweet, natural calcium source perfect for snacks. However, they're high in natural sugars, so moderate your intake to 5 to 7 figs daily. Number 7. Oranges. 1 large orange contains 74 milligrams of calcium, but also provides vitamin C, which enhances calcium absorption. Fresh squeezed orange juice contains about 27 milligrams per cup, but is often fortified to 300 plus milligrams. The vitamin C connection is crucial. Vitamin C increases calcium bioavailability by up to 30%. Eat whole oranges for fiber, or choose fortified orange juice for higher calcium content. Number 6. Almonds. 1 ounce of almonds, about 23 nuts, contains 76 milligrams of calcium. Almonds also provide magnesium and vitamin E. The absorption rate is good at 40–45%. However, almonds contain phytic acid, which can inhibit calcium absorption. Soaking almonds overnight before eating reduces phytic acid and increases bioavailability. A 1/4 cup of almond butter contains about 90 milligrams of calcium. Number 5. Tofu made with calcium sulfate. 1/2 cup of firm tofu contains 253–860 milligrams of calcium, depending on the brand and preparation method. The calcium comes from calcium sulfate, used as a coagulant during production. Absorption rates are excellent at 40–50%. Tofu is also high in protein and iron. Check labels to ensure your tofu is made with calcium sulfate, not nigari, which doesn't add calcium. This makes tofu one of the most calcium-dense foods available. Number 4. Sardines with bones. 375 ounces of sardines with edible bones contains 351 milligrams of calcium. The bones are soft and completely edible, making sardines a calcium powerhouse. Sardines also provide omega-3 fatty acids, vitamin D, and vitamin B12. The vitamin D in sardines enhances calcium absorption significantly. This combination of calcium plus vitamin D in one food makes sardines incredibly effective for bone health. Eat sardines on crackers, in salads, or straight from the can. Number 3. Chia seeds. 2 tablespoons of chia seeds contain 179 milligrams of calcium. That's more calcium than a glass of milk in just 2 tablespoons. Chia seeds have excellent bioavailability and also provide omega-3 fatty acids, fiber, and protein. They're incredibly versatile. Add to smoothies, yogurt, oatmeal, or make chia pudding. The best part is chia seeds also contain boron, a trace mineral that helps the body metabolize calcium, magnesium, and vitamin D. Number 2. Sesame seeds and tahini. 1 tablespoon of sesame seeds contains 88 milligrams of calcium. 1 tablespoon of tahini, which is ground sesame paste, contains 64 milligrams. Sesame seeds have exceptionally high calcium bioavailability at 45–50%. They also contain magnesium, copper, and manganese, which support bone health. Sprinkle sesame seeds on salads, stir-fries, or use tahini in dressings and dips. The Middle Eastern diet's high sesame consumption contributes to strong bone health in those populations. And number 1, the highest absorbable calcium source, collard greens. 1 cup of cooked collard greens contains 268 milligrams of calcium with an astounding 65% absorption rate. That means you're getting about 174 milligrams of absorbable calcium per cup, significantly more than milk, which only provides about 88 milligrams absorbable. Collard greens also provide vitamin K, which directs calcium into bones rather than arteries. They contain magnesium and vitamin C, creating the perfect calcium absorption environment. This is the food the bone health industry doesn't promote, because there's no profit in telling people to eat greens. Other leafy greens like kale, turnip greens, and bok choy also provide excellent calcium with high absorption rates. Spinach contains calcium but also contains oxalates, which significantly reduce absorption, so it's not the best calcium source despite being healthy otherwise. 1 cup of cooked collard greens several times per week can dramatically improve calcium status. Sauté with garlic and olive oil, add to soups, or blend into smoothies. The absorption rate combined with high calcium content makes collard greens the undisputed calcium champion. Here's your strategic nutrition plan for optimal calcium absorption. Every meal should contain a calcium-rich food plus a vitamin D source. For breakfast, chia seed pudding with fortified plant milk and sliced oranges. For lunch, a large salad with tahini dressing, white beans, and almonds. For dinner, tofu stir-fry with collard greens and sesame seeds, or sardines with a side of sautéed bok choy. Vitamin D is essential for calcium absorption. Get 15–20 minutes of sun exposure daily when possible, or supplement with vitamin D3. Most people need 2,000–4,000 IU of vitamin D daily for optimal calcium absorption. Have your vitamin D levels tested and aim for blood levels of 40 to 60 ng/ml. Vitamin K2 is equally critical. It activates proteins that direct calcium into bones and teeth rather than soft tissues. Get K2 from fermented foods like natto, sauerkraut, and certain cheeses, or supplement with 100 to 200 mcg daily of MK7 form. Magnesium works alongside calcium for bone health. Get magnesium from dark leafy greens, nuts, seeds, and whole grains. The ideal calcium to magnesium ratio is about 2:1. Within 4 to 6 weeks of increasing calcium intake with proper cofactors, people often notice stronger nails and teeth. Within 3 to 6 months, bone density markers begin improving on DEXA scans. Within 1 to 2 years of consistent calcium-rich nutrition, significant bone density improvements are measurable. The key is consistency and absorption optimization. Just eating high-calcium foods isn't enough. You need the complete nutritional environment that allows calcium to get into your bones. Uncommon mistakes that sabotage calcium absorption: consuming too much caffeine, which increases calcium excretion through urine. Limit caffeine to 2 to 3 cups daily. Excessive sodium intake also causes calcium loss. Reduce processed foods high in sodium. Consuming calcium and iron supplements together reduces absorption of both. Take them at separate meals. Smoking and excessive alcohol both impair calcium absorption and accelerate bone loss. Regular weight-bearing exercise is essential because bones strengthen in response to mechanical stress. Walk, jog, lift weights, or do resistance training at least 3 times weekly. Your bones are living tissue that constantly remodel throughout your life. You have complete control over bone health through strategic nutrition and lifestyle. Strong bones aren't just about preventing fractures in old age. They're about maintaining independence, mobility, and quality of life for decades. Start today by adding 3 foods from this list to your daily routine. Focus on variety. Different calcium sources provide different cofactors that work synergistically. Track your calcium intake for 1 week to see your baseline. Get a DEXA scan if you're over 50 or have risk factors for osteoporosis. Knowing your baseline bone density allows you to track improvements from dietary changes. Share in the comments which calcium-rich food you're adding to your diet today and why. If this changed how you think about calcium and bone health, hit that like button and share this with someone who needs to hear the truth about calcium. Subscribe for more evidence-based nutrition content that challenges industry marketing and focuses on what actually works. Your bones are depending on you to make the right choices starting today.